The role, portrayed by Farrell Hegarty, appeared likely to be granted bail before her spouse Mick staged a breakout. Coronation Street viewers have once more voiced their reactions to the decision to remove Lou Michaelis from the series after only a few months of airtime. Hegarty's character seemed poised for temporary release during Monday's episode of Corrie, following the revelation that she was the one who assaulted Gary Windass, leaving him in a critical state. However, her hopes of reuniting with her children were dashed when authorities at the prison uncovered that her husband Mick had fled custody, classifying her as a potential escape risk. As shown in the ITV drama, Mick carefully planned his escape, hiding beneath a laundry truck and later emerging onto the street. Working alongside Brody, the teenager informed him that Joni, his daughter, was at Weatherfield High for an introductory session where she was bullied by classmates, prompting Mick to head straight to the school. But Sally Metcalf had already collected Joni after the girl was left distressed by cruel remarks from the other kids regarding her parents, especially since Lou had now been jailed for the assault on Gary. Daniel Osborne and head teacher Mrs. Crawshaw were stunned when Mick appeared unexpectedly, demanding that they turn Joni over to him. A shaken Mrs. Crawshaw informed him that Joni had already gone, but Mick didn't accept her word, leading to a struggle over the phone moments later. After locking both Daniel and Mrs. Crawshaw inside the school office, Mick made his way outside to the street, where Sally was giving Joni a tour of Underworld. Detective Constable Kit Green, already alerted to Mick's disappearance, was in hot pursuit and spotted his old friend approaching the factory premises. Mick took Tim Metcalf and Sarah Platt hostage inside the office, and as Kit gave chase, tensions flared between the two adversaries once Mick discovered that Sally had secretly led Joni to the roof in an attempt to protect her. Sally was shown comforting Joni while turmoil unfolded inside the factory, with Mick viciously stabbing Kit and leaving him severely wounded before ascending to the roof, where Sally confronted him with some hard truths. In her final exchange with Mick, Sally assured him she would care for Joni and Shanice and provide them with a better future, prompting Mick to surrender to the authorities. Meanwhile, Lou remained in custody and was overheard telling Brody she had no hope of release until her court hearing. Teasers for next week's episodes confirm that she'll likely remain incarcerated after previously trying to coerce Gary and later violently attacking him, leaving him in a secret coma at the hospital. In future episodes, Sally brings Joni and Shanice to see their mother behind bars, though Brody chooses not to join them. During the visit, Lou outlines her intention to plead innocent and even asks Sally to consider taking a bank loan to support her legal expenses. However, Lou seems to reconsider her strategy. After receiving a call from Child Protective Services, Sally and Tim inform Brody that his mother has admitted guilt and that it would mean everything to her if he agreed to visit. After the spoilers dropped, actress Farrell Hegarty shared a story on Instagram saying, "Oh, things aren't looking too good for Lou." She jokingly added, "Either that or she's made the prison netball squad," referencing Lou's red bib. Despite the character's dramatic storyline, many Corrie fans remain frustrated that Farrell is exiting the show so soon after her February debut. Coronation Street fans call young actress a standout star, as she receives praise for her role in Mick Michaelis' dramatic escape. ITV soap viewers have been full of praise for a rising star following intense scenes involving Mick Michaelis staging a daring escape from prison. Fans of Coronation Street were quick to single out a standout performer in recent episodes where Mick pulled off his breakout, flooding the young actress with messages of support and admiration. As longtime viewers will remember, Mick first appeared on the cobbles earlier this year in February, moving to Weatherfield with his wife Lou Michaelis. The pair were quickly branded the new neighbors from hell, not shy about causing chaos or clashing with locals, particularly during their brief stay on Maudsley Street behind Gemma and Chesney Winterbrown's home. More recently, the soap teased Mick's return to Weatherfield following his arrest in May, where he was taken into custody after violently murdering PC Craig Tinker in a drunken, paranoid outburst. After learning his family was falling apart, Monday's action-packed episode saw Mick, now with nothing to lose, carry out a jailbreak, with plans to flee with Lou and their kids, Brody, Joni, and Shanice. Now a man on the edge, Mick became a threat to anyone in his path. His first stop was Weatherfield High, but when he found out that Joni had already been taken home by Sally Metcalf, he redirected toward the heart of the street. Working alongside Brody, the teen informed him that Joni had attended a trial day at the school, but had been left distressed after being teased by other pupils, leading Mick to show up unannounced. However, Sally had already stepped in to collect Joni and comfort her, especially with her mother Lou now behind bars following her violent attack on Gary Windass. Daniel Osborne and Mrs. Crawshaw were left stunned when they unexpectedly came face-to-face with Mick, who forcefully demanded they hand over Joni. A visibly shaken Mrs. Crawshaw explained that Joni had already been collected, but Mick didn't believe her. Moments later, a struggle broke out over the phone. Mick then locked both Daniel and Mrs. Crawshaw inside the office before making his way outside, where Sally was showing Joni around the underworld factory. Detective Constable Kit Green, already tracking Mick following news of his escape, spotted his former friend heading toward the building. Inside, Mick took Tim Metcalf and Sarah Platt hostage. As Kit closed in, tempers flared between the two men, especially once Mick discovered that Sally had helped Joni escape by hiding her on the factory roof. Sally was later seen comforting Joni as chaos unfolded below. Meanwhile, Mick stabbed Kit in a violent outburst, leaving the officer seriously injured before making his way to the rooftop. There, Sally confronted him with calm but firm words, sharing some harsh truths. In her final message to Mick, she vowed to care for both Joni and Shanice, promising to give them a better, safer future. With that, Mick surrendered to the police. Praise for the gripping episode quickly poured in, particularly for the young actress Savannah Pennington, who had only recently made her on-screen debut as Joni. On Reddit, user Particular News 429 shared, "Wow, can I just say Joni Michaelis' acting tonight was outstanding. Her first big appearance, and she did an excellent job. The way she expresses emotions through her eyes is remarkable. I'm excited to see more from her." Another user, Ismasifriend, added, "It's unfortunate she missed out on an Inside Soap nomination since her character wasn't developed early enough, but I hope she gets plenty of recognition in the future. She's a real star." User Wilder Wifey replied, "Totally agree. I hope Joni stays with Sally. She's got amazing potential. Sally was phenomenal tonight as well." Meanwhile, Coronation Street co-star Sydney Martin, who plays Betsy Swain, also chimed in on social media, gushing in the comments, "You absolutely smashed it, sweetheart. So talented." Coronation Street airs on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and streams on ITVX.